Hello there, it's me Alex again, and today, welcome back to another tutorial on how to contribute to TimeHACK. If you haven't watched any other episodes of this, I highly recommend you watch at least part 1, just so you get an idea of what this is all about. Once again, this series will be split into 4 parts, and wow, I'm getting really tired of saying this, let's just move on to the next part. Don't forget, you will need to know some basic C# and Win forms. If you don't know these, then whip. So once again, I'm going to ask you one more time, how do you open up the project? If you can't, then too bad, because that means that you'll have to go back to part 1 and watch the end of it, so that you can remember how you can open up the project. And oh my god, just ignore this guy. We're going to actually make an actual application. Yes, so first of all, let me just sort of slide onto this thing. Just sort of click on this and sort of go for this. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Oh wait, oh yeah, there you go. Much better. Yeah, high quality. Using Windows 2000 for Windows 95. 10 out of 10. Well, there's not really much of a difference, so it doesn't really matter too much, as long as I know what the differences are, which right away is practically nothing. Yay, high quality again. Windows is starting up, you're preparing your network connections. Okie dokie, you do that. Sad 2000. Yay. That was a high quality startup sound. Let me just put this into full screen. Hope you can still see it. I hope my recording there. Whatever, I'm not even going to try and finish off that line. So, we're going to make an address book today. And I'll show you the ways of this. First of all, I need to actually find the address book. Oh, there it is. Just went past it. This is what the address book looks like. Let's get to it. First of all, we've got File, Edit, View, Tools, Help. So, that's how you're going to do this. So this will be a Windows 95 app. And so what we're going to go ahead and do is right click on this, go to Add, and then User Control. And do not select Windows 4. This is where you will make the biggest mistake in making an application. It must be user control and not a form. So I'll go ahead and give this a name. So Win Classic essentially means Windows. Now Win Classic refers to Windows 1, 2, 3, 95, 98, 2000 and ME. So all of those fall under the Win Classic category. So in our case, we're just going to call this Win Classic Address Book. Enter. And we're going to be left with this. So we can just go ahead and say all of that. Whatever. So first of all, we're just going to add a little label here. It's not a link label, just a label plus. Right, thanks. And I will show you where you'll take it from there. So obviously this is going to be an actual address book, but not for now. So right now it's still test. If we go to address book, I'm going to go ahead and show you the magic code. So it will look something like this or something like this. So really it depends on if your application is important. And what that means is if it's just a side application, which in this case this is, and so is the WordPad and everything, you need to add it to the non-important apps. And this will help later on with the main storyline of the game. So just do this because it's good practice, and we don't want to have to be going through all the non-important applications, adding them to the non-important list. So in our case, we are just going to keep this. This isn't non-important, so you can just go ahead and manually copy this. Not really much interesting to it. And we're going to start from the very beginning. So first of all, we're going to need a new instance of our application. So in our case, it's that address book that we made. So we're just going to say address book and address book. And right here, try and abbreviate it into 2 letters. So AB, which is kind of my name. Now down here, we'll just change that to AB as well. Now we're just going to say Win Classic app equals wm.start win95. Our little thing that we made up here. It's titled, so in that case that will literally be address book. I'm not even sure there is an icon. There isn't. That's fantastic. Actually, I'm sure there is. Let me just go and jump over to Limpamo for a second. Yeah. That's Limpamo. Can I have that item? What was the item again? Oh yeah. The address. Oh, that's a high quality message. We'll just see. A part of me says I spelled address book wrong. So we're going to go ahead and just add this to the taskbar. Most of it's already filled out for you, as long as you've copied this correctly. So we're just going to go ahead and say it's address book, and this is what will be on the taskbar. Remember we went into that earlier, and we're going to keep it as that for now. If all of this complicated code is correct, now, if all that code was correct and valid, when we click on this address book thing, bang, this is my application, and bang, there it is. That is our application. We can maximize it, minimize it. Actually, the minimize button doesn't work. I should really make it work considering we have a fully working taskbar. And because we had that add taskbar item, it's adding the taskbar item, and it's got an event for when it closes. Oh, it's just fantastic. I got to admit, I love my taskbar. Anyways, so that was our amazing application. So go ahead and go to the Win Classic WordPad here and just copy all of this. And it may seem a little bit odd, but just paste it in there. Now, what you want to go ahead and do is just comment these out. And I'll get into this. If you have a combo box, you have to do this. Essentially, you have to undo this and stuff. And essentially, if you have a combo box, just don't comment this out and then do whatever the combo box is. In our case, as far as I'm aware, our application has no combo boxes, so that's fine. Okay. However, it will have a tool strip at the top, which is one of these. Let's get to that then. So we're going to go ahead now and go up here to menu strip. I always like to call it top bar. You can call it whatever, actually top menu, sorry. And essentially just type in the name of that top menu. So in our case it really was top menu. So there you go. And essentially that will give it the fancy font that makes, see what I mean though by it's all dealt with for you. It really is all dealt with for you. Whoops, we're going to have new contact. Don't worry if you don't have a VM, as long as you can get an accurate view of what it actually looks like. So essentially use all of the things that I taught you in the last episode, and well, that's all there really is to it. And all of this code inside the initialized component will help out with styling it. But really, other than that, just create your application now, add all the code. Okay, well, that's the WordPad. But yeah, just, you can just go ahead and add in your normal code. And that's really all there is to putting together an application. Apart from, God damn it, Lampamo, you let me down. So that's all I have in this episode. This is probably one of the shortest episodes there were. So I'll see you all next time, I guess.